So today let's do electronics. I've got one problem. I'm trying to do something different and interesting. I'm building this thing, this strange looking device. I have a machine, this is down here, this machine, this is what we make cartridges on. And what used to happen was this thing went on and we put the cartridges in and the machine went backwards and forwards and loaded them. But it was mechanical, you know, it's like changing cartridges. And what I really need is to be able to do it solid state, as we would say. We need to do, so we just plug in 20 cartridges and press the button and it goes without changing, without any moving parts. And this was my little test unit, so it has a space for 2 cartridges. And this is kind of the sneaky trick I did. That's like an SD card, and that's an SD card reader, because the chips work so similar to it. It's not the same, but it's so similar to an SD card that normally an SD card reader will be able to read one of the chips. And the idea is I'll use this little Arduino device to switch between them. So yeah, so I should be able to plug it in, work with this cartridge, and then switch to that cartridge electronically. That's the plan, except when I made it yesterday, it didn't work. I need to do a test now. Let's see if we can find what's wrong with it. So we've got this powered up. So what I should be doing is the SD card is going through all these wires and coming out on this one. I need to double check which way things go. 3 volts. So for some reason that does appear working, because I've checked the connections are not mixed up. But when I plug it in, it doesn't read the data. So I'm wondering, maybe the signal gets corrupted as it passes through this little this switch over here. Let's see if the signal is getting corrupted. I've got my oscilloscope connected to the board, and what I'm doing is I'm measuring what comes in from the USB. There is a clock pulse, and that's what we can see here. It's showing the pulse coming in. That pulse will then go here, but we need to measure. This is where it comes in. So this is the pulse coming in. We need to measure the pulse at the other end to make sure that they're identical. So let's connect that. I get my probe on the right one. What's coming out looks exactly the same as what's going in. That shouldn't cause any issue. It can clearly see a signal and it's coming the same, it's synchronized. The problem is not a distortion, there's no issue. The signal comes in, it gets through clean. So why isn't it working? Let's make sure this thing is working. Well, that worked. Right, so this is the unit circuit board, and up there, if I click that one will connect to the top up on the right side. If I go to my schematics, that highlights the command. So there's the command line. I've chased that one already. I've gone back through all of this, and it does come out at the command, the CMD. What is going wrong? There are sometimes days when you just want to quit. I think this is one of them days. So if I get bank robbing bunnies, plug it in, will we be able to read this cartridge on this device? Bidding. It just popped up. There's my bank robbing bunnies. It's in. It can be read. So this device can read off this cartridge, but it can't read it when it goes through this. Maybe I need to check all of the connections again. Test again. I think I might have a short circuit. Let's have a, and got a beep when I shouldn't. So no. Yes, that shouldn't be there. And the data, yeah, they shouldn't be connected. What about on the other side? Ground and the data. That's fine. There's a problem after the switch, and two cables are touching somewhere. Okay, we got a short circuit. There's two wires right here, right next to each other, and I can't see where or how, but they've got connected. Haha! Is this the problem? Normally open 6 are somehow touching, but I don't believe it. I've got a feeling it's on the chip. One of them little contacts at the edge. There might be a short circuit. That was the same thing. That was where we had the short circuit. Now we've got nothing. Oh. What's going on? Okay, we've definitely got some issue getting from the chip. Now either it's not switching properly, so we know it's this one. Normally open number 6. And we've got our microscope on it. So it's what? 1, 2, 3, fourth one up. 1, 2, 3, fourth one up. Looks connected, doesn't seem to be any issue in there. I think my chip is damaged. I'm testing the chip and I'm not getting it to work on one of the outputs. It was working before, but I wonder if that short circuit has actually damaged part of it. Changing this chip is going to be difficult because I've wired everything over the top of it. These are my chips. They're called multiplexers, which basically means it's a switch, but it can switch, these ones can switch 6 things at once. And you can deactivate it, so like the whole thing's off, or all 6 connections go that way, or all 6 connections go this way. This is going to be a pain. It's going to be difficult. There's the bad chip out. Actually, that could do with cleaning up. This is far too much trouble, but this is normal, sadly. This is what we expect. I'm testing so many things, and I just realized I disconnected the power from the chip whilst I was soldering. Forgot to reconnect it, wondering why it's not working. Oh, this is never ending. I think I need to leave it for today. The idea seems right. It seems to be working in that the connections are working, but the data's not getting through. I think I'm just going to have to leave it for a whole day and come back tomorrow with fresh eyes. I didn't give up. I just kept inserting it and pressing it. I cleaned it a little bit and it just opened. It just opened. So we can now, that cartridge is this one. Will it read the data? Will it give me a, there we go. Oh my gosh, we are actually getting some off there. Truman, we fixed it. I thought I was about to well, I had given up for the day. And I just thought, let me just mess around and plug it in. Let's try turning it off and on again. It's just worked. I have no idea why. We know we had a short circuit. We know we damaged the chip. We changed the chip, we put it back on, tested everything, wouldn't work, suddenly it works. Might have been, maybe it's a little bit of flux, which is this fluid that I paint on to help it soldering, but sometimes if that's left there, if there's like a tiny drop between pins on the chip, that can cause a short circuit itself, so maybe that was it. Problem solved. I mean, it's not built, this is just a prototype, but the problem is solved. Finally.